So we're back at it. Every single year, it's the exact same story. May rolls around, the temperature starts creeping up, someone drops the word summer into casual conversation, and suddenly, boom! The internet is literally flooded with 21-day bikini challenges, detox teas, people running in heavy plastic sweatsuits, and just 1,000 different tricks to drop fat fast. And honestly, we've all been there, right? Panicking just a little bit, trying on a swimsuit from last year, wondering, man, is there a quick fix for this? It's the annual pre-summer panic. And you know what? It's completely exhausting.
Now, let's get one thing straight right off the bat. Wanting to look and feel better for the summer? That's a fantastic goal. It's totally valid, and you should absolutely be proud of wanting to level up your health. But I've got to ask you a serious question to kick things off here. Are you falling for fitness smoke? Like, are you wasting your precious time, your energy, and your hard earned money on myths? Because trying to fix in 30 days what should be built through long term habits, especially using advice with zero scientific backing, is just a recipe for pure frustration. Stick with me until the very end of this explainer, because once we clear away all that smoke, I'm going to reveal a foolproof, science based 30-day action plan that actually works. No nonsense, just pure physiology.
Okay, let's dive right in and separate that smoke from the actual science. We have all seen that guy at the gym, right? The one wrapped in a heavy plastic garbage bag or thick thermal layers, sweating up a storm and thinking he's just melting the fat away. But here is the physiological reality. Sweat is literally just your body's air conditioning unit. That's it. It's water weight that you're going to immediately regain the second you drink a glass of water. Fat does not melt out of your pores like warm butter. It's mobilized, oxidized, and then you literally breathe it out as carbon dioxide or excrete it as water. I mean, if sweating alone burned fat, sitting in a sauna would be the exact equivalent of running on a treadmill. And spoiler alert, it isn't. Now, contrast that with the actual science. A measurable caloric deficit. To lose fat, you have to expend more energy than you take in. This isn't just my opinion. It's literally the first law of thermodynamics applied to human physiology. Now, take a look at that giant 500 staring back at you. A lot of people will swear up and down that they are in a caloric deficit, but they just aren't seeing the results. So why is that? Well, it's because 500 calories can hide in plain sight like an absolute ninja. It is so incredibly easy to consume this amount without even noticing. Think about it. A really heavy pour of olive oil in the cooking pan, a large handful of healthy almonds while you're sitting at your desk working, a couple of weekend drinks, or just those seemingly harmless little midday office snacks. And bam, 500 calories completely evaporate. You just entirely erased your daily deficit without even realizing it. Now, you don't need to obsessively weigh every single gram of your food forever, but if you only have 30 days and you want guaranteed results, tracking your intake stops all the guessing games and gives you total, undeniable clarity. All right, let's talk about the classic trap, targeting belly fat. Doing endless abdominal crunches is not going to work because your body is not a smartphone app where you can just tap, delete belly fat. Spot reduction is a massive exaggeration. It's basically sold to you on social media just to push ab blaster programs. You can do 500 crunches a day, but if you aren't in a systemic energy deficit, that layer of fat covering your muscles, yeah, it's not going anywhere. Instead, focus on the heavy barbell and the protein. What actually works is prioritizing a high protein intake. We're talking around 1.6 to 2.2 grams per kilo of your body weight, and combining that with strength training. See, when you're in a caloric deficit, your body is frantically looking for energy, and you risk losing valuable muscle. Strength training is the biological signal that tells your body, hey, wait, we still need this muscle to survive, don't burn it. This is exactly what keeps you looking defined and athletic, rather than just smaller. Next up on the quick fix smoke list, detox teas, diuretics, and debloating products. Listen carefully to this one. Your liver and your kidneys are already a world-class 24/7 detox system.
If a product promises to flush toxins, but they can't even name the exact toxin it removes or the scientific marker it improves, they're just selling you highly expensive marketing. Diuretics might make the scale drop temporarily, but again, you're just losing vital water, not fat. So, what's the real science? Honestly, it's the simple act of putting on your shoes and going for a walk. So many people slash their calories aggressively just because they don't want to move more. But simply bumping your daily steps from, say, 4,000 up to 8,000 or 10,000 is an absolute game changer. It taps into something called non-exercise activity thermogenesis, or NEAT. This increases your daily energy burn significantly, but without spiking your hunger or totally destroying your central nervous system recovery the way heavy, high-intensity interval training can.
And that brings us to the smoke of fat burner pills. Honestly, most commercial fat burners are just overpriced caffeine that's been heavily sprinkled with some flashy marketing labels. Sure, caffeine can give you a slight performance boost, and maybe it suppresses your appetite for an hour or two, but it will never, ever outwork a bad diet. And worse, if those pills keep you wired and ruin your sleep, they're actually going to backfire completely. Instead, you need to focus on your bed. Sleep might not mathematically burn fat on its own, but poor sleep drastically spikes your hunger hormones, like ghrelin, which makes you intensely crave sugars and fats. At the same time, it tanks your satiety hormone, leptin. It literally destroys your daily willpower and lowers your spontaneous movement. White-knuckling it with willpower might last you 2 grueling days, but a well-rested brain, that will carry you through the entire month effortlessly.
Real quick, before we get to the action plan, we need to touch on actual health, which absolutely includes your skin. Look, I get it, everyone wants that bronzed summer glow, but sacrificing your long-term skin health for a quick UV tan is a major mistake. The World Health Organization and the FDA are incredibly clear on this. There is no such thing as a safe UV tan. A tan is literally a radiation damage response from your skin desperately trying to protect its DNA. If you want to look great and feel vibrant this summer, don't treat your largest organ like it's expendable. Use sunscreen, avoid those tanning beds entirely, and if you really, really want that color, just grab a high-quality, UV-free self-tanner instead. Now, this quote right here, this is a massive truth bomb. I want you to really read this and let it sink in. It is not a strategy. It is a debt. This is the ultimate danger of the 30-day extreme panic. Going on a 900-calorie diet, doing 2 hours of punishing cardio every single day, completely cutting out all carbohydrates. Yes, the scale is going to drop very quickly, but the price you pay for that is absolutely brutal. You face crippling hunger, anxiety, horrible sleep, metabolic adaptation, and an inevitable massive rebound the very moment you stop. You aren't strategizing for summer. You're accumulating physiological debt. And trust me, your body will always, always come to collect. Okay, so how do we replace that debt with a sustainable investment? As promised, here is the 30-day action plan based on pure, unadulterated science. Step 1 is establishing your deficit. We are aiming for a moderate, highly sustainable deficit of about 300 to 500 calories below your maintenance level. Now, if you don't know your maintenance calories, don't panic. Seriously, it's fine. Just weigh yourself daily for a week, track your normal food intake using any free app, and just watch the trend line. Once you figure out what keeps your weight stable, simply subtract 300 to 500 calories from that number. We just want a slight, manageable dip that slowly chips away at fat. Nothing extreme. Step 2, you need protein in every single meal. Whether that's lean meats, fish, eggs, tofu, legumes, or a quick scoop of whey protein powder. You have to make it non-negotiable. Again, this isn't magic, it's just basic biology. High protein is practically the ultimate cheat code for fat loss. First off, it has a high thermic effect. That means your body actually burns a significant amount of calories just trying to digest it. Second, it keeps you full and satisfied, so you're not raiding the pantry at midnight. And finally, it provides those essential amino acids your body desperately needs to protect your hard-earned muscle mass while you're shedding the fat. Let's move right into step 3. You need to commit to strength training 3 to 5 days a week. Stick to the basic compound movements: squats, deadlifts, pushes, and pulls. And here's the key. Try to maintain the weight you're already lifting. Don't go turning every gym session into an exhausting massacre. When you're in a caloric deficit, your energy is naturally going to be a little bit lower. Simply maintaining your strength performance is a huge victory in itself. Muscle is an incredibly expensive tissue for your body to keep around. Lifting heavy weights is the exact signal your body needs to justify holding onto that muscle instead of just burning it off for easy fuel. Now for steps 4 and 5, we're focusing on movement, but we're doing it intelligently. Step 4 is to realistically bump up your daily step count. If you currently average about 4,000 steps a day, do not suddenly try to hit 15,000. That is just going to make you ravenously hungry and exhausted. Aim for 7,000 or 8,000. Make it a totally doable habit. And step 5 is completely optional. Yes, I said optional. You can add 2 to 3 gentle cardio sessions. Think like a light bike ride or a moderate walk on the elliptical. Remember, cardio isn't a punishment for what you ate. It's just a gentle tool for your cardiovascular health and a way to bump up your energy output slightly without ruining your recovery for those super crucial strength sessions. All right, step 6 is one we already touched on, but it is literally the glue that holds this entire 30-day plan together. You have to prioritize your sleep. Going to bed at a reasonable hour isn't sexy. It's not some flashy new supplement in a shiny bottle. But if you sleep terribly, your cortisol, stress hormone goes way up, your sugar cravings absolutely skyrocket, and your energy to actually train hits rock bottom. Think of your willpower like a battery. Sleep is how you recharge it. Getting good, uninterrupted sleep makes every single other step of this plan infinitely easier to execute. And finally, step 7. Weigh your weekly averages and adjust based on data, not drama. Please do not freak out over daily scale fluctuations. Water weight shifts constantly. It changes based on how much sodium you ate, how many carbs replenished your glycogen stores, your current stress levels, and your hydration. It is completely 100% normal to be heavier on a Tuesday than you were on Monday. Instead, look at the average of your weight across the entire 7 days. If 2 full weeks go by and that average hasn't moved, okay, logically adjust your calories down just a tiny bit, or bump your steps up. Keep the emotion out of it. Just look at the data and pivot accordingly. So, to wrap this all together, let's look at what we've covered. This is the core substance that actually works. A caloric deficit, high protein, strength training, realistic daily steps, good sleep, and proper sun protection. The boring basics are exactly what you can realistically sustain for 30 days without absolutely hating your life. Forget the smoke, forget the sweating tricks, the magic ab crunches, the bogus detox teas, and the extreme crash diets. Science isn't always flashy, and it certainly doesn't promise you overnight miracles. But what it does do is deliver real, tangible results that you can actually keep. If you want routines tailored to you, progress tracking, and just a really simple way to organize all this training without the guesswork, you can check out Entrino app for free at entrinoapp.com. No smoke, no dogmas, just science that works. If you enjoy science-based fitness content explained in a simple way, subscribe to Entrino app, like this explainer, and share it with someone who could benefit from it. But before you go, I want you to ask yourself one final question. Are you going to spend the next 30 days building a sustainable summer body, or are you just going to rent one with another exhausting crash diet? Think about it, and I'll catch you in the next one.